Hello everyone, welcome to Khan's Tech Lab. Today we will learn how to create a Maven project, how to add a dependency in a Maven project, how to check if the dependency has any vulnerability, how to exclude any transitive vulnerable dependence. Now, first of all, we will go to the official document of Maven to create a project. So now, here is the command. Let me copy this command. Here, I'm trying to create a project called my app. So now, if you want to learn more about this command and each and every component of the command, please refer to my previous video where I have explained every component of this command. Now I will open a command prompt and paste it, and I will just create the project. Now, if we can go to the folder, a project with name my app has been created, and you can see a .mvn folder for Maven and source code src folder for source code and a pom.xml file has been created. Let me open this pom.xml, which is project object model, which is the key of this Maven project. And also it is the configuration file. It contains all the configurations of this project. So if you want to add anything, any dependency, and also any plugin and how to build it, so everything you can configure in this pom.xml. Now you can see there are a couple of dependencies, or I can say libraries have been added in this form.xml by default with this project command. So now for example, in this project, I want to connect to a database called MySQL from this project, from this application. And for that, the existing dependencies are not sufficient. I have to import one more library, one more dependency to connect to MySQL database. So now, if I can go to Maven repository, I can find a MySQL connector J, which is the MySQL connector for this project. So now there are a few versions of this MySQL connector. So especially I will go with this version 8.1.0. As you can see here, there is a Maven dependency. So I can copy this by clicking on it. So now if I can go to my form.xml and I will copy this dependency. Let me align this and save. And now if I go to the command prompt and go to my app, and if I just run mvn clean install, I would like to show you the local repository before I run this command. Here is my local repository .m2 in the user. So I will go inside it. As you can see inside this, there are so many folders, each folder representing one group. And what is the group of our MySQL dependency? It is com.mysql. So inside com, we don't see any MySQL folder. So we don't have it in our local machine. So now once I try to run it, install it, you can see here not only the MySQL, but its related dependencies are also installed. So if I go inside this one, you can see a few more folders, especially MySQL one, which we actually try to import. Also, if you can see, there are some dependencies which are used by this Maven MySQL dependency. What are those? We can go here, scroll down and see here. See, there are a few more compile dependencies, and especially there is one dependency called protobuf Java, and the group is com Google protobuf. Now, let me go to the com folder. We have Google folder, and we have com.google.protobuf, and the name of the dependency is protobuf Java. So here, so as you can see here, this dependency, especially the version 3.21.9, which MySQL automatically downloaded, has a vulnerability. A vulnerability may lead to so many security issues. There are so many varieties of vulnerabilities which we need to prevent in the application. So now I don't want to keep this vulnerability in my project. So for that, we can exclude the vulnerability by giving this command exclusion. So here there is a exclusions tag, and we can exclude as many jar sub-dependencies as we need. And here I am excluding only one. So if I can just go to the com.xml, and here in my MySQL connector and exclude this one and save it. And as it is already downloaded, it will not delete the existing dependency from the repository. So I am going to directly delete this one, this protobuf group itself. Now let us see by again running the MySQL, I mean mvn command for cleaning and installing. As you can see, now let us go here. You can see it is not created again, only the MySQL. Even if we can remove this MySQL library totally, then also, and even again if we try to run it, as you can see, MySQL has been created. You can check the timestamp of my machine with the folder 625 and 625. Now you can see the MySQL dependency has been added to my .m2 folder, which is my local repository. And if I go to Google, so the excluded dependency has not been added. So here is the way how we can exclude it, and how to find whether a dependency has a vulnerability or not. You can just go to mvn repository and check if there are any vulnerabilities. In this case, I just use this 8.1.0 to demonstrate how to exclude the transitive vulnerable dependencies. If you just want to just ignore that, you can refer here. There are some more versions of the MySQL. It does not have any vulnerability, either direct or indirect. So you can just use this MySQL connector version which does not have the dependency. So the exclusions can be done for so many reasons. One of them is to remove the transitive vulnerable dependencies. And furthermore, we can do that if we have loggers and in so many dependencies and they are conflicting with their versions. In those cases, we can also exclude the dependencies. And also there is a dependency management, which we will try to understand in the upcoming video.